Hi guys to this new Unreal Engine tutorial, and today we are going to see how to properly attach a weapon to our character and set the left hand position. First of all guys, we are going to create the actor for our weapon. So we are going to right click, blueprint class, and create new actor. We are going to name it weapon base BP for blueprint. What you are going to do guys is to add a skeleton mesh to your default scene route. So add component and type skeletal mesh. You are going to set it for your mesh. Uh, in my case, I have chosen a free package on Arial Marketplace, which is named FPS weapon, I think. So for this example, I have chosen the AR for rifle. So this is it. Now, guys, we are going to set our blueprint. For the blueprint, I have chosen a simple overlay system to attach the weapon to the character. So what it's going to do is to, wherever the weapon is overlaid, it will check if it is the character that have overlaid it. Next, we are going to create a new variable which will save our character. Next step is to use the node attach actor to component. Please guys, make sure to set the location and rotation rule to snap to target. So the actor, which is the weapon base, is going to be attached to a component which is the mesh of our character blueprint. The mesh of our character blueprint is the Unreal Engine skeleton. Why I have chosen to attach to the mesh and not just to the actor, we will figure out soon. So we are going back to our character blueprint. Here, guys, what are we going to do is to specify the location where the weapon blueprint, the weapon actor is going to be attached. In our case, it will be the right hand, but not anywhere. It has to be right in the center of our right hand. How to do this? It is by creating a socket in our character mesh, which is the Unreal Engine mannequin. How we do this? We simply go to our Unreal Engine skeleton mannequin. We search for hand R, right click, and add a socket. We will name it. In my case, it will be RH for right hand. I will just delete this one. Okay, so we are going back to our weapon-based blueprint, and in the node attach actor to component, we are going to choose to set the socket name as RH, which is the name of the socket that we have created in the Unreal Engine mannequin. Next, guys, what we are going to do is to create a variable named isTaken. You will see why next step. So don't forget, guys, to create a variable in our skeleton mesh, in our character blueprint, and we will name it is holding weapon. To tell Unreal Engine that our character is holding or not a weapon. We are going to use this for setting the location of our left hand, because if we don't do that, the left hand will just match the animation, the origin animation, and it will not be holded or fixed in the weapon. So next step is to set the left hand location. For this, guys, we are going to tell Unreal Engine that the left hand of our character must be on a specified location. To do this, we must go to our anim instance blueprint. If you can't find your anim instance blueprint, guys, you just go to your character blueprint, click on mesh, and click on the loop in anim class. It will browse you directly to Unreal Engine 4 anim instance. So, guys, in my case, this is the default anim instance that is provided by Unreal Engine anim starter pack. For the locomotion, we have a simple system of idle, jog, run, jump, so on. What we are going to do here is to copy our variable that we have created in the Unreal Engine character blueprint to the anim instance blueprint. To do this, we have to go to event graph and then use the event blueprint update animation. Use the node sequence in order to not to perturb the default settings, which hold the movement. It handle the movement and speed and so on. We are use our empty node in the sequence to cast to our blueprint character. Of course, we are going to link the object with the try get pawn owner, and then we are going to do get holding weapon, which is going to tell us that the character is holding a weapon. And also, guys, we need to create a variable which save the position of the left hand. It is a transform variable. I have named it LH, which mean left hand. For creating this, you just click on add variable and choose the type as transform like this, and you just rename it. I will delete this example because I have already done this. So this is the variable that will handle the position of our left hand. So the position of our left hand must be on the weapon, on the specified location on the weapon. To do this, guys, we have to go back to our weapon blueprint, weapon base, I named it weapon base, and on the mesh that you have used, the skeletal mesh, you are going to double click on the skeletal mesh and create a new socket. As before, guys, as with the previous step, we are going to click on add socket and name it LH, which is stand for left hand. We are going to put the left hand on the just position that you want on the weapon, and it will be the position that your character is going to put his left hand on. So the weapon base is going to tell our Unreal Engine 4 character the position where to put his left hand. Okay, guys, how we are going to do this? In the event graph on the weapon base, remember that we have created a variable name is taken. What is going to do? You have the event tick, which is going to be triggered every frame on the game. So we are going to use a branch that will that will be true if the weapon is taken, and for false if it's not. When it is taken, we are going to call our character blueprint that we have set our variable on before, and going to set the LH variable that we have created before. Okay, this is it. It will be left hand location, rotation, and scale that we are going to have by splitting the variable transform. When you click on split selector, you will have the location, the rotation, and the scale. So now we need to get the location of our left-hand socket that we have set on the weapon mesh, skeletal mesh. You are going to use the node get socket transform, get socket transform, just like this, and you click on skeletal mesh. Okay, now in socket name, you will type the name of your left hand socket, which was LH. Okay, guys, so when we have the socket transform, we are just going to plug in the location on the location of the LH character variable and the rotation on the LH rotation for our character. So now for every frame of the game, if the weapon is taken, it will set the variable of the character that have taken the weapon on. It will set the left hand variable on the socket transform of the left hand position on the weapon. So now, guys, if we now we have to go back to our anim instance and set a variable identical to the LH of our blueprint character. To do this, we have to get the LH variable of our blueprint character and then create a new variable by clicking on promote to variable. And now we have an anim instance blueprint variable named LH0, and it is set as the LH or of our blueprint character. For me, I have already done this, and I have renamed it LH also. I'm going to delete this. Now, guys, the last step is to go on onion graph. Onion graph. For you guys, it's going to be like this. You will only have the locomotion node and the output pose. What you are going to do is to right click and search for fabric. This node, guys, is very important because it is the node that will help you to put different parts of your character, different bonds of your character on different location. We will use it for setting the left hand location on a weapon, but you can also use it to put your hand on an interrupter, for example, or to open a door in order so you can put your hand in the specified location of a key or something, and also for opening a door of car or so on. You have understood the principle. So how we are going to set this fabric? We click on the node and then we are going to effector target, which is a reference bone of our character that the bone that we want to move is going to move in reference of that bone, which is the effector target. So we are going to choose root. You can choose pelvis or root. It's better if you choose a bone that will not move very often, that not often move. So you just choose root or pelvis like this, and for the effector transform space, you will use bound space. Effector rotation source, you will use copy target rotation. For the solver, guys, the solver is the member of your character that you want to move, to set a location for. So the bone for us, it will be the left hand L. The root bone is the how how to say that. For example, the hand is going to be at a specified location, but all the member will move with it. So the clavicle, the upper arm, the lower arm, and finally the hand, the left hand. So the root bone is what is the last bone that you want to move with the type bone. For our case, it will be the clavicle, the left clavicle. Okay, guys, now what you are going to do is to tell the onion blueprint instance if our character is holding a weapon or not. Because if it is not holding a weapon and we use this fabric, we are going to have a weird character, weird movement of our bone. So we are going to create a blend pose by bool like this, and we are going to use the variable is holding a weapon. If it is false, guys, we are going to toggle this in here. This is the node that will choose what animation to use. We are we will just copy paste the locomotion, and now if the character is holding weapon, we are going to connect the locomotion with the fabric and fabric to true. For the effector transform, guys, this is the location when the left hand must be. We are going to get the left hand variable transform and put it and connect it with the effector transform. So now, if the character is holding a weapon, it will use the locomotion system, which hold the idle, the jog, run, jump, and so on, and it will go through a fabric node which will set the location of the left hand of our character, and then it will output the pose. We will have the final animation. If it is false, guys, we will just use the initial locomotion node like this. Okay. Okay, guys. We are going to test now our character. We put play. Okay, this is our character with an initial animation, and if he will if it is going to when it is going to overlap the weapon will be attached to the weapon. The left hand will not be attached actually. Why? We are going to figure out why. One more time, guys. We are going to see the fabric if it is well set. Sorry, guys. For the effector transform space, it must be word space. We're going to test again, and there it is. Now our left hand is set on the position that we have chosen on the weapon. Now, guys, you can see that on the movement, the left hand is a little bit glitchy and tricky. How to fix this? Simply by going to the anim instance blueprint fabric node, and for the precision, you can increase this number to 10 or 100 or 50. The more it is high, more it will be the more precise it will be, but it will be expensive on the performance. So you are going to see, guys, what it will match with your performance of your PC. And there it is, guys. So now, guys, if you want to see the exact position to set on your weapon mesh, you can actually eject from the position of your character and put your camera like this, open in another window your weapon mesh, you choose your LH, and you are going to move it as you are like this. Now guys, you see that it is not moving. Why? Because we have set our precision too high. So it will be difficult to move it. We are going to set back to 1 in order to set correctly the position of the left hand, like this. You can see that it's not in the appropriate position. We are going to fix this. We go to our mesh, and now when we move the left hand socket, the left hand of the character will also move. There it is, guys. You will put it in the position that you want. Now, guys, notice that not only the position is handled this, even the rotation. Also the rotation, you see? This is a very important note, guys. You can use it in multiple situation of your game. So, guys, now our left hand position is set. We will just save. We click to process, and now our character is well set. The left hand of our character is well set on the weapon. Now, guys, I have forgotten to mention how to put your weapon base always on the right hand, and the specific location of the right hand. Remember that we have chosen, sorry, on the attach actor to component, we have chosen RH socket, which means right hand socket. Now, guys, every time you overlay a weapon base, the actor of the weapon base will be attached to this socket. But the center, which is this white ball, this is the center of our actor. In our case, this is the weapon base, that it will be attached to the socket name RH. So, guys, if you want to change weapon, make sure that the place where the weapon have to be or have to be handled or taken must match with the center of the actor. For example, if I choose another weapon, it must not be on the right or on the left or in the forward or backward. It must be exactly on the center. And we will save, and now we have an AK instead of our AR. But you see, guys, here the left hand is not set. Why? Because we have not the LH socket on this mesh. We can set it now just by creating a new socket. We must name it LH because the blueprint of the weapon base will only get the transform of LH socket. Okay, and now if you see in the runtime, you can see that our left hand is moving as we move the socket on the AK weapon. And this is how you set every weapon